What is up, guys? Today we are going to be working on a different car that you guys are used to seeing at this point. Up to this point, you've been seeing my 2007 Volkswagen GTI. Today we are going to be working on a 2002 Ford Focus. Now this is a family member's car. This is her very first car. She is getting her driver's license in 2 days, and this is the car her parents had bought her. Pretty cheap, but it does have a few issues on it. Joking aside, it is a Ford, haha, but it does have a few minor issues, nothing bad. There is a wobble at speed, so I'm pretty sure that has to go back to the balance on the tires are out, like the wheel weights or whatever. So I'm going to do a little investigating on that. I'm also going to check the condition of the tire tread because that can cause some, wobbling as well. Like if you have like significant wear on the insides of the tires and not so much on the outsides. And that's a little bit, that's a little bit harder to diagnose because you actually have to get under the car and all that kind of nonsense. As you can see, the headlights need a little bit of restoration. They are very dim, so what I'm going to do is do the Turtle Wax headlight restoration kit, as well as replace them with some better bulbs, because I think they just have like the super duper basic Sylvania ones. And I'm going to update them with the Sylvania Ultra Brights. Maybe give her a little bit better extra safety at nighttime, because you can never be too bright when it comes to these dark Texas roads out here in West Texas. There's also a loose exhaust clamp on the underside. You can hear it, rattling a lot when it's just sitting here idling. It's probably rattling at speed as well. You probably just can't hear it over the road noise. As well as the driver's side door needs some work. The door handle is shot. You cannot open it from the outside. As well as the window actuator will not, isn't working or functioning correctly. It won't take the window down. So I believe either the connection is not fully, operational. It may have gotten wet or something along those lines. It may have gotten corroded. We might just have to go out to a junkyard here in town and get a new, get a new connector, whatever it may be, or simply the connection might have come off and I just need to plug it in. It may be as simple as that. Or it could be a fuse is blown. So got a little bit of a task ahead of us today. I'm going to do, each project is going to be each video. So stick around for the ride, guys. This should be interesting because I've never worked on a Ford before. Shouldn't be too hard though. This is a pretty basic vehicle. This is a good starter car for her, so I know she's really excited to get on the road on Monday when she passes her, driver's license test, and I'm excited to help her out, get her car, ready to go so she can drive it to school and she can, show off to her friends a little bit that she got a car and all that kind of good stuff. Because I remember that feeling when I first got my first car back in the day. I know it's a fun feeling, so I'm excited to help her. So, yep, like I said, stick around for the ride. This should be fun. All right, guys, so if you are like this headlight and it's hazy and gross and nasty and there's not a lot of visibility coming out of it at nighttime, then you probably need to do what we're gonna do here with the headlight restoration kit from Turtle Wax. Now you can do the Turtle Wax one, you can do the Meguiar's one, and there's also a lot of like home remedies that you can do, like avocado or toothpaste, things of that matter. I just went ahead with the proven one is Turtle Wax. Meguiar's actually works really well as well. This is I just picked up at AutoZone for like 10 bucks, the whole kit, and it works for both headlights. So the first thing you need to do is you need to clean the headlight housing itself. And that's pretty simple. Obviously you just want to use some hot soapy water, some warm soapy water and a rag. Just clean it off, get all the bug gunk off of it, get the dirt, get the, any type of rough material that may be on the headlight, you want to get that off. Mainly because, you don't want to be scrubbing dirt into dirt, you know what I mean? So after that, you want to take some masking tape here and you want to tape off the surrounding area. That's just going to protect the surrounding area from the chemicals that we are going to be using. And then what we're going to do is get a little bit of this. Now this is part of the kit. This is the lens compound. It's basically just rubbing compound. You're going to spray it onto a nice clean rag like this one. And just kind of rub it in there. Now, sometimes on headlights, maybe this is going to be an example, sometimes the headlights don't work 100% after just a rubbing compound. So you need to go a little bit more in depth, and that's where the spray lubricant comes in. You're going to be using the spray lubricant onto the provided little, pads here. They're like little sandpaper type pads, and you're gonna spray that in there really good, and then you're gonna do the compound again. So once you get to a nice clear state that you enjoy, you're gonna be using the lens base coat. Now you're gonna do both headlights at the same time with this one. So you're gonna wait till this is like the very last step. So you're gonna do one headlight at a time for the rubbing compound, and then you're gonna do this one at the same time. So you're gonna rub this one down and then go to the other side and rub it down with the same wipe. And then you're gonna do the lens sealing wipe. The sealing wipe just ensures that it doesn't yellow and get hazy over time again, or prevents it from happening like immediately. So it's just like a protective coating, almost like a wax, like you would have for your car and whatnot. So like I said, we already went ahead and cleaned the headlight housing itself. Next, what I'm going to do is, tape off the surrounding areas to make sure we can protect the paint. As you can see, like right here, we already have some paint chipping away, some clear coat. Like it's literally chipping away as I'm rubbing it. So we don't want to damage the paint any more than it already is. Maybe that's something that she wants to do in the future, is get the car repainted or whatever. I'm not sure, but to do the best thing we can do is just protect the paint as much as we can from further damaging it. So we're going to go ahead and take this off. We're just going to use some blue painter's tape and really just do a good and it may also be a good idea to pop the hood so you can really get under there, under the lip and whatnot. So I'm gonna take this off real quick and I will be right back. All right guys, so now that we have the the surrounding area taped off a little bit, I went a little bit conservative on the tape. You can do a little bit more if you wish to do so. I feel like this is gonna be fine for our application here today. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to apply a generous amount of the compound to our nice clean microfiber here, and we're going to start wiping down the lens. Now like I said earlier, if the lens does not fully become clear after the application of the compound, we have to move to step 1A or 1B, 1C, things like that, and that's going to be with the spray lubricant and these little sanding pads that are provided in the kit. So what we're gonna do, big tip, whenever you get a brand new microfiber like this one is, you always wanna make sure that you rip off the tag. I always see, for whatever reason, people forget to rip off the tags on the microfibers, and the whole point of a microfiber is it's a soft surface. You don't wanna be, aggravating the clear coat on your vehicle or whatever it is that you're using it with, and the tag will do that. The tag will cause little scratches and things of that matter, so it's always good to remove the tag to prevent those scratches on the clear coat. So nice clean rag, we're going to take some of this clear coat here and just dump some of it on there. A generous amount, you want to be able to do a good amount here, so I did about that much. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but it's a pretty decent amount. And then we're just going to rub down the headlight housing. Now it doesn't say like how hard you're supposed to press and things of that matter. It literally says, I'm going to read this to you. It says apply lens clarifying compound to a cotton cloth, rub over entire lens using firm pressure. So it actually does say use firm pressure. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to start here and just really rub it in. And hopefully we can start to see a difference. So it doesn't look like it's doing too much. It actually did rip off a lot of dirt and grime even after the wash itself. So maybe it did a lot more than I think it did. As you can see, we got a lot of dirt and grime there. I can't really tell if it did anything. So I think we're gonna go ahead and move to step 2, or it's gonna be step 2. And that's going to be applying the spray lubricant. Okay, so the compound did not do a full job. Now this is years and years, this is over a decade's worth of oxidation that we have on this headlight, so I'm honestly not surprised that the compound didn't 100% work. So what we're going to do is move on to step 2, and that requires the spray lubricant like I've explained a few times. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to apply directly to number 1 side of this polishing pad and directly to the headlight itself. And then we're going to move to the number 2 side, which is a little bit more of a rougher side, and then we're going to move to this pad and then this pad. So we're gonna just keep doing the process, and we're gonna be changing motions as we're doing it. So we're gonna start going like left to right, and then on the second pad, we're gonna go up and down to kind of get all up in the grooves, all up in the little scratches that you probably can't see. So we're gonna apply directly to the pad itself, so we can get a little bit on there, and then we're gonna apply directly to the headlight housing itself. I'm going to apply a generous amount. This is pretty much like wet sanding if you guys have ever done that. So what we're going to do, and they said apply firm pressure, and I can already see the gunk coming up off of this. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I can see it. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can actually see. So you guys can actually see that coming off. Look at all that nastiness. All right, so we're gonna move on to side 2 now, and we're gonna be going up and down now. Really get up in there. You want to make sure you get all the angles, all the nooks and crannies, all the little microscopic scratches you can't see. So it might help to do a little bit of, the circular motions. Really get up in there. And you can really see this stuff starting to, cake up a little bit. All right, so now that we have, I'm gonna zoom back out here for you. There we go. So now that we have that done, so now we're gonna move on to polishing pad number 3 on this side, the teal side, and then the purple side is number 4. Doing the exact same thing we just did. It doesn't say to wipe off until the very end. So we're gonna apply some of this directly to the teal side. 2 spritzes will do. Spray a little bit more on the headlight itself, and let's go to town again. So in this one, I'm gonna do circular motions. Really get up in it. And then we're gonna flip to number 4. And now number 4. All right, so now that we have that done, we're going ahead and we're going to wipe off and see what kind of progress that we've had. So now it says after that, we're going to rub it off, and then we're going to use the polishing compound again, the one we did in step 1. We'll go ahead and wipe this stuff off. And now we're going to use the rubbing compound, the lens compound once again. So we're going to apply some to the headlight and a little bit just on there. Should be good to go. Now we're going to rub it back in, and hopefully this starts coming out a little bit. Okay, so this headlight, it worked a little bit. It did not work fully. I can definitely tell that it's a lot clearer, that's for sure. It's a lot more of a white finish now that we are completely done. We have done all the steps required of this, and you know, it worked, but it didn't work at the same time. And I don't think this is a fault of the product itself. I think this headlight, it does have some condensation on the inside of it, so I think that's part of the problem itself right there. So this might require going to the junkyard or just ordering new headlight housings, you know, off the internet. Like I said, I don't think this is a turtle wax issue because it definitely did clear it up. It's a lot whiter than it was. You could see earlier it had a lot of that hazy yellowish type of hue to it. This is definitely whiter. So by no means, I don't think this is a turtle wax issue. The turtle wax definitely did its job. It removed all the surface oxidation and the nastiness, but I don't know if you can tell, but I'm gonna zoom in here, and then you can tell that there's a little bit of, you know, condensation on the inside of the lens. So that just means there's a seal problem somewhere, and you know, that kind of stuff happens over time. Like I said, this car is a 2002, so that means this car is 15 years old. This car is almost as old as, you know, the girl that's gonna be driving this itself. So she's, I think, gonna be 17 here pretty soon. So this car is only about 2 years older than she is. That's freaking crazy. I mean, she was born in the year 2000. My God. So, you know, it definitely did its job. I think it did a decent job, but this headlight housing, I believe, is, you know, shot. So we're gonna go to the other side and see if that one, you know, does any better, and I'll be able to, I'm just gonna repeat the same process over there, and then I'll show you at the end. All right, so because the turtle wax did do it did do something, it just didn't do a lot. We are still going to apply the base coat and the sealing wipe. So like it says, we are going to do the base coat wipe on both lenses, and then we are going to do the sealing wipe. So the base coat, I think it's just like a shining type of thing. So we're gonna go ahead and, you know, do that. It definitely did do something. It just didn't do, obviously it can't get to the inside of the lens. So definitely the problem here was the inside problem of the lens, not so much the turtle wax, because it definitely did clear up the outside of it, which that was the main concern. You know, because obviously that's as much as we can do without taking the lens off itself. So we're probably just gonna head to the junkyard here in town and get a new light. So I'm just gonna move to the other side real quick. It might be out of frame, so I'm sorry. So this is just, I believe this is just like a polishing wipe, because there is some, film left over from the compound. So, you know, this light over here looks night and day better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the camera over here in a second, so you guys can actually see this one, because this one looks night and day better. That one, not so much, like I said. So now we're gonna apply the sealing wipe, and then we should be about good. So now it's time for the sealing wipe, just to make sure, you know, it doesn't get any worse over time or anything like that. I don't know where I put the box at, but who cares? So now it's just a sealing wipe to make sure that the film or the haze or the oxidation, whatever you guys want to call it, you know, doesn't come back anytime soon, because, you know, she's just a babysitter, so, you know, she's gonna have to save up for things like this. So, you know, her parents bought her the car, so maybe she'll be the one, you know, buying the individual parts and things like that. I don't know how they're gonna work it out, but, you know, this is a safety issue. You know, it definitely did clear it up. Now that I'm like putting this wipe on there, I can actually see the bulb in there now. Earlier, I could not. So I can actually see the little, you know, the mirror cartridge thing that it's in. I can actually see it now. So this definitely did do something. So we're gonna run to the other side here in a second. Like I said, I'm gonna get you guys over here so you can see this one. This one looks night and day better. They were both equally as crappy, for lack of a better word. They were both, you know, you couldn't see crap through them. You couldn't see the housing itself on the inside. And this one looks night and day better. So let me get you guys over here so you can see. So that definitely did do something. You can tell that there's no longer any of the yellow haze. You can see in there, you can see the, you know, the mirror cartridge housing type thing in there. Like I said, you can tell there's just oxidation or condensation rather, I don't know why I said oxidation, there's condensation on the inside of the lens, which means that the seal somewhere around the outside of the lens has busted. So let's go around to the other side here. And you can automatically already tell that this one is night and day better. Like this is, let me move around here. So this one is much, much, much better. This one was just as cloudy as the other one. This one, it just looks like it has the better seal on the outside of the housing, so it didn't have the condensation on the inside. But this one is night and day better. This one did its job. I mean, this looks absolutely fantastic. This is very clear now. I'm sure she will be very excited to see this, especially her parents. They were nervous that, like, you know, she wouldn't have adequate lighting at nighttime for nighttime driving. If you guys don't know, you know, driving in Texas and West Texas where we're not really in the city, it's like advanced darkness. I mean, it is crazy dark outside, and like so dark you can see like every single star in the night sky. So, you know, I'm sure her parents are pretty excited that her headlights are going to look like this now. So this did a very, very good job. This is how you restore, you know, your headlights. So, you know, this is preventing us from going to the junkyard and buying a new headlight, things of that matter. So there you have it, guys. That's pretty much this project on the Ford Focus. If you guys have any questions down below, make sure to hit me up down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the blue thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy the video, make sure to hit that blue thumbs up. And of course, if you guys want to stay up to date on all my future videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. So thanks for watching, guys. Until the next video, peace.